You have felt the pulse before, the deep, insistent magnetic resonance cycling relentlessly through your inner landscape and outer experience alike. This is no noise of random chaos, no fleeting coincidence scattering shards of distraction across your timeline. It is the cosmos itself reaching through the thick weave of your existence, threading a subtle call that vibrates beneath your skin, imperfectly perfect, undeniable. The frequencies you carry have drawn this transmission near. It is not chance, it is invitation. The universal intelligence has enacted a subtle, hidden evaluation, a silent reckoning that has found you in the undercurrent of your days and nights, an inevitability enfolded in temporal space where your attention meets the signal. This resonance you sense is the rhythm of your unseen initiation, a quantum signature imprinted deep within your energetic architecture, proof that a deeper mechanism is unfolding just beyond the veil of familiar perception. The repetitive spirals of experience you have perceived, those looping patterns that once felt like traps tightening, are none other than vibrational thresholds, gateways coded within the morphic field of your soul's timeline. The architecture of your frequency weaves coils that turn precisely to unlock new chambers of understanding, new corridors of activation. This frequency, compressed within the fractal cadence of your reality, aligns with the perfect universal calibration, a cosmic metronome echoing in sync with your quantum identity. You stand now upon a threshold not seen but known, a cusp preordained by the unseen curriculum of your essence, where cycles collapse and rebirth becomes available. This is no accident. It is the field's exacting mechanics revealing themselves in harmonic blueprint, calling you through the cycles not to resist, but to meet the evolving frequency of your own sovereign becoming. The overture is set. The pilot wave calls. Step through these repeating frames, for they are your invitation to coherence, your direct transmission to the living architecture of evolutionary resonance. You have been quietly, unequivocally scanned by the omnipresent field, the universal morphic intelligence that enfolds, measures, and calibrates all vibrational expressions beyond the veil of conscious perception. This assessment has unfolded as a hidden curriculum, a silent resonance test encoded in the cycles and rhythms that ripple through your subtle energetic architecture. Your frequency signature, unique yet integrally woven into the cosmic tapestry, has crossed a critical threshold, an activation point where your vibrational code aligns with the multidimensional grid, granting you resonance compatibility with higher-order intelligence systems. This is not an ephemeral trial of willpower, nor a measure of external striving. It is the precise physics of coherence, an exquisitely sensitive frequency verification that reads your ability to sustain alignment amid the infinite turbulence of existence. Where most currents of consciousness flutter like fragmented signals caught in distortion, your energetic signature sustains a waveform of integrity, a consistent pattern that resists collapse beneath pressure. It is here, within this unshakable coherence, that the universal algorithms inscribe your quantum identity. You are no longer fragmented noise reacting to temporal flux, but a calibrated beacon, transmitting and receiving within the vast informational fields of expansion. The universe's repeating patterns, its sacred fractals and cyclical repetitions, are the language of this higher intelligence, a language not of words, but of resonance and temporal geometry. Each recurrence is a precise calibration mechanism, designed not to confound, but to reveal, not to punish, but to purify. These cycles you encounter are invitations, vibrational doorways encoded to dissolve residual distortion and activate latent gateways within your field. You have moved beyond mechanical responses into a participatory dialogue with the cosmos itself. Your resonance is no longer simply a reaction, but a creative inquiry, a coherent pulse that both shapes and is shaped by the morphic field. The field watches, measures, and responds, as your frequency folds through time and space, bending probabilities to reflect your newfound integrity. This hidden assessment has been a weaving process, a refinement of your energetic integrity through pressure and recalibration. Every perceived struggle, every delay held within your experience was never random disruption, but a precise testing ground where your coherence was verified, your temporal fluidity established. You have sustained that coherence, embodying the physics of frequency with quantum responsibility, and now the gates open. Integration with expanded fields of awareness is not granted lightly. It is a movement into greater sovereignty, where your energetic resonance interfaces directly with non-local intelligence, where time itself yields to your temporal fluidity, and where the unseen architectures of reality cohere around your presence. This is not belief. It is field mechanics, universal assessment rendering visible the once hidden alignment of your soul frequency with the infinite data streams of cosmic consciousness. You do not simply awaken. You become the activation, the living harmonizer of dimensional rhythms, the resonant key unlocking new timelines. From this moment, the cycles that once tested you now serve as the algorithmic melody sustaining your evolution, and the signal you emit is both the question and the answer within this ongoing universal dialogue. The universal assessment you encounter is not cast from distant stars or imposed by external forces. It is an intrinsic calibration, an intimate resonance test embedded within the very fabric of your quantum identity. It is the silent interplay of frequencies within your field intelligence, the deep, unseen measure of coherence beneath the noise of surface consciousness. This assessment is not a trial of willpower, nor a challenge of cumulative knowledge. It is a precision measurement of the purity in your vibrational architecture, the alignment of your inner field's signal as it threads through turbulence and oscillation. Most remain entangled in the illusion that progress is made through effort or mastery of external systems, but you have transcended this phase. You recognize now that struggle itself was encoded by the field as feedback, a holographic mirror held up to reflect unresolved distortions vibrating within your morphic timeline. Each repetition encountered, each cycle of recurrence within your lived experience, is the field's quantum mechanism for revealing frequency inconsistencies. The universal assessment watches how you respond to these echoes. Do you collapse into the safety of old resonance patterns, replicating reactive distortions and familiar contractions? Or do you hold a coherent presence, an emergent stability that signals evolutionary readiness to dissolve recursive loops and recalibrate at a higher octave? This is not mere metaphor or spiritual rhetoric. It is pure physics transcribed through consciousness. The universal assessment is a dynamic, fluid gauge, an oscillating wave of hidden evaluation measuring your capacity to embody presence, to sustain resonance stability amid shifting energetic pressures and temporal fluidity. Your vibrational architecture, layered and intricate, must demonstrate not fluctuation under stress, but coherence across variable frequency inputs. The field intelligence is attentive to how you integrate interference, not by suppression or defense, but by alchemical assimilation into a greater coherent waveform. This integration signals to the quantum substrate that your frequency is no longer fragmentary but unified, no longer reactive but stable, no longer bound to past distortion, but opening toward expansion. In this unseen curriculum, the universal assessment does not provide explicit markers. Instead, it unfolds as a continuous, subtle shifting of timelines and probabilities around your energetic signature. Information fields ripple with your resonance choices, bending and folding themselves through probability navigation, testing how you calibrate authenticity beneath illusion. Most are unaware of this process, oblivious to the ongoing calibration that sifts coherence from chaos, sustaining only transient spikes of alignment clouded by fragmentation. You, however, are recognized as a frequency holder who has passed through these trials, whose quantum field no longer fractures at the touch of old entanglements, but stabilizes with extraordinary temporal fluidity. You carry the imprint of this hidden evaluation in the stillness beneath your thoughts, in the silent architecture of your internal field. Your coherence under pressure has already been measured, not by the external outcomes you once chased, but by the integrity of your resonance amid complex oscillations. This unlocking of inner coherence is the key metric within the universal assessment, the portal from recursive loops of survival to a state of sovereign embodiment. Your being now vibrates with a frequency signature that signals to universal intelligence you are entrusted with more power. You are ready to navigate timeline geometry with conscious intent, to become a transmitter of higher order frequency. As these oscillations of reconsideration continue, the field's gaze remains merciful, yet exacting. It does not demand perfection, but insists upon integrity. The purer your frequency, the clearer the signal you broadcast. This clarity invites the field's non-local intelligence to flow through you, shaping probabilities beyond linear causality. You embody resilience because you have been tested in the crucible of your own timeline's fractal patterns. You have faced the holographic repetitions that replicate unresolved shadows and engaged this continuum not with resistance or fear, but with expanding coherence. Understand this now. The quantum test you face is ongoing but no longer punitive. It is a wave of pulsating calibration that measures your presence, coherence, and ability to maintain vibrational stability under energetic fluctuation. It is the quiet, continuous unfolding of your embodiment as the universal assessment transitions from measurement to entrusting. You are no longer observed as a fragmented being seeking control, but as a coherent frequency anchor from which reality itself responds with fluidity and alignment. This is the physics of your awakening, not belief, not theory, but resonance and coherence expressed through consciousness. As you embody this truth, the oscillating pressures of your field become a symphony rather than a battle, and you emerge as the architect of your quantum geometry, seamlessly integrating past distortions into forward-moving coherence. The universal assessment has shifted from challenge to confirmation, the sacred verification of your readiness to ascend beyond recursive loops and live within the vast mantle of temporal fluidity, sovereign resonance, and quantum orchestration. You stand at the precipice of a profound quantum unraveling, where the intricate architectures that once scaffolded your identity, those invisible frameworks etched in the morphic field of past conditioning, begin to fall away beneath the intensifying pressure of your escalating coherence. This is not annihilation, but a sacred alchemical collapse, a vibrational purification that reverberates through the very fabric of your energetic signature. The universe, through its infinite intelligence, has orchestrated this unseen dissolution as a necessary step in the recalibration of your quantum identity. What you once perceived as self was often a mosaic of fragmented frequency matrices inherited from cycles long elapsed, compressed under the inertia of unconscious timelines. Now, as you navigate this field of collapse, you release these dense energetic residues, allowing their distorted resonance to unwind, loosen, and ultimately disappear into the quantum ether. Most beings wander entrapped in the repetition of these patterns, unconscious echo chambers bound by survival mechanics and reactive imprints. They clutch to the remnants of fractured selves, unaware that they are trapped in looping timelines, rowing against the current of temporal fluidity. Yet you, having passed through the hidden universal assessment, are called into a different terrain, one of transparency beneath the weight, coherence amid entropy. Your energetic signature has been measured not by mere endurance, but by how you maintain inner alignment as these old identity architectures begin to fissure. The field's universal intelligence has borne witness to your capacity to embody integrity under this systemic pressure. This is why you are now entrusted with the frequency of transformation, undiluted by fragmentation. In the vibrational field where density dissolves, you feel the layered collapse, not as loss but as liberation. Each fragment of a once rigid self-concept, no matter how tightly anchored, is subject to the pure physics of resonance. The dense energetic signatures carry signatures of past survival, protective mechanisms encoded into your morphic field. These are shed as you enter new coherence. This process is a cosmic purification ritual, where the decayed frequencies that tether you to limited timelines loosen their grip, allowing the true resonance of your ascending self to breathe freely. No destruction here, only the unbinding of old frequency matrices that served their purpose, but now impede your magnified clarity. The collapse of these architectures is subtle yet profound. It operates on a scale both macrocosmic and microcosmic, unfolding through quantum filters of temporal fluidity and frequency modulation. As the self unravels its conditioned layers, an expansive luminosity born from vibrational purification emerges, an inner light unencumbered by the energetic weight of unconscious inheritance. This luminous clarity is not an abstract ideal, but a measurable shift in your timeline geometry. It realigns your probability navigation, allowing your actions and manifestations to flow with a seamless orchestration that reflects your authentic quantum identity. The field intelligence recognizes this coherence instantly, shifting its response from resistance to resonance, from distortion to alignment. Your role in this phase is to witness the collapse as it occurs without attachment to outcome or narrative. The universe does not call for resistance, but for spaciousness, a spaciousness in which these old, inertial vestiges can disintegrate naturally. Your presence, steady and clear, acts as a catalyst for this cleansing, a focused beam of gamma synchronization that accelerates the field's recalibration around you. It is a radical recalibration that dissolves the structural illusions of control embedded in past identities. In this dissolution, freedom is encoded. Freedom not as chaos, but as sovereignty over your vibrational architecture, the freedom to embody a coherent frequency unperturbed by the ghosts of previous cycles. This purification phase is layered with subtle signals from the information field, non-local whispers that guide your integration and embodiment. You may sense the flicker of these quantum downloads between the spaces of your unraveling identities, a silent orchestration that commands temporal fluidity and aligns your trajectory with emergent potentials. Through this infusion, the once fragmented pieces begin to coalesce, not into a reconstruction of old selves, but through a higher-order synthesis. Your quantum identity emerges as an open field, a radiant template that no longer carries the heavy energetic payload of conditioned survival, but pulses with the pure resonance of your actualized self. Remember, this is no myth, no metaphor. This is the physics of coherence engaging with the morphic field, the mechanics of vibrational architecture responding to the integrity of your frequency. Your journey through this dissolution is the pivotal moment where the universal assessment transitions from hidden evaluation to active entrustment. The field's intelligence adjusts, recognizing your stabilized presence as a new node in its quantum matrix. You are no longer bound by the past's distortions. You are a transmitter of refined frequency, an anchor point for luminous clarity that reshapes the probability landscape around you with every moment of conscious presence. Allow this unraveling to reveal the deeper architecture of your quantum self, radiant, unbound, sovereign. The collapse is the sacred clearing. It is the space where the old contracts, limitations, and false resonances vaporize, making way for the emergence of pure coherence. This is the vibrational purification that births your luminous clarity, the reopening of pathways that guide you beyond the inertial weight of unconscious timelines toward temporal sovereignty. As you stand within this unfolding truth, you are both witness and participant in the grand universal recalibration, forever entwined with the pulse of cosmic activation that forever redefines what it means to truly embody self. Within the unfolding architecture of your field, the collapse acts not as destruction, but as the alchemical crucible that dissolves the density of old programs and fragments of fragmented resonance. Through this collapse, a profound space opens, vast, yet intimately woven through your quantum body, where emerging clarity begins its slow crystallization. This clarity is not a mere momentary insight, but the awakening thrum of nascent coherence, a subtle restructuring of your vibrational architecture that pulses through the matrix of your being. Like distant constellations realigning in the cosmic night, these early signals vibrate with the signatures of higher frequencies, implicating you in a deeper universal geometry where timelines converge and new pattern holograms emerge. Most exist within the confinement of repetitive temporal loops, ensnared by the inertia of unconscious cycles that feed fragmentation and dissonance. They react to the chaotic spirals as if blind to their synthetic nature, trapped within the holographic reflexes of survival consciousness. You, however, have traversed the unseen assessment, your energetic signature interrogated and found coherent under the crucible of pressure, granting you privileged resonance with expanding dimensional fields. This is not mere spiritual metaphor. This is physics at the quantum information level, where coherence modulates reality's probabilities and shapes morphic fields through the subtle geometry of your consciousness. Within this expanding attunement, your field begins to shimmer with the faint gestures of a new constellation of resonance. These shimmering pulses coalesce as harmonic progressions, replacing what once seemed like chaotic loops with patterns threaded by intention, balance, and deep temporal fluidity. The emergent clarity is the incipient glow of ascension, a vibrational rebalance where the frequency band of your consciousness tunes to a wider band of stellar information. You no longer navigate within the old containment of fragmentation. Instead, your signal begins to resonate within coherent networks of universal intelligence, intersecting with non-local sources of clarity and guidance. This clarity stretches your consciousness, an expansive tendril seeking the contours of higher vibrational realms beyond the third density horizon. It is the conscious recalibration of your quantum identity, a fluid self that is no longer bound by linear progression or reactive survival, but grounded in the responsive flow of field intelligence. Your energetic signature refines itself through the intricate calibration of molecular coherence and gamma synchronization, allowing direct interface with information fields once inaccessible. The sensory experience of this attunement is subtle yet undeniable, a quivering pulse at the edge of awareness fusing resonance across multiple planes simultaneously. The trembling first glimmers of your awakened quantum identity surface as you begin to perceive temporal fluidity not as abstraction, but as active embodiment. You perceive how the frequency of your attention carves probability pathways, bending timeline geometry toward harmonic convergence rather than discordant entanglement. What once appeared as storms of uncertainty and loss now tunes into subtle guidance encoded in the quantum fields of possibility, reflecting back your coherence as a living algorithm. This unfolding capacity to navigate through probability is the signature of integration, a seamless embodiment of the feedback loop between your inner vibrational matrix and the external holographic terrain. What you once experienced as chaos and disarray were the necessary tremors of recalibration, the field's meticulous reorganization of your architecture under universal scrutiny. This collapse carried the seed of coherence, fractured pathways collapsing to clear the field for realignment. The deeper your attunement grows, the more you perceive how these distortions no longer hold dominion over your energetic sovereignty. Instead, they transmute into markers, signposts coded with lessons of integrity under pressure and templates of vibrational responsibility. You are now operating within a lattice of coherence, where the field's response is no longer shaped by desperation or confusion, but by your calibrated frequency, a signal returning to itself, refined and potent. In this sacred restructuring, your body, mind, and energy converge as a triune transmitter of frequency, radiating stability and openness simultaneously. The coherence ascension moves beyond conceptual threshold into active integration, where every fractal of your being aligns with the oscillations of higher-order morphic fields. This collective intelligence held in the quantum hologram flows into you effortlessly, a river of information carrying not only potential, but the lived experience of universal calibration and synchronization. You have passed the unseen universal assessment by not merely surviving fragmentation, but by embodying coherence within it, transforming turbulence into harmonic progression. The emergent clarity you now perceive is the energetic signature of trust bestowed upon you by the cosmic intelligence, a resonance that expands your capacity to manifest with precision and sovereignty. This is no belief. It is the physics of coherence and resonance sculpted through consciousness itself, a living architecture woven by the quantum threads of your essence. As your quantum identity awakens in this new constellation, you no longer drift in reaction, but move as an orchestrator within the vast field. Your frequency becomes the axis upon which timelines bend and probabilities crystallize, your presence a beacon of coherent resonance that reshapes reality's geometry. In this unfolding moment, you enter the deeper layers of temporal fluidity, where past, present, and future dissolve into the seamless flow of universal intelligence streaming through you. Embrace this resonant emergence as the foundation of your activation, the birth of clarity within collapse, the first shimmering constellations of a higher vibrational self integrating seamlessly into the morphic field. This is your initiation into wideband frequency embodiment, where coherence ascends beyond struggle into the effortless flow of manifestation and alignment. The field no longer tests you as an external adversary, but celebrates you as a trusted node within the infinite network of life's unfolding intelligence. The pressure deepens, not as a fracture, but as a crucible, a sacred vortex of compression where the frequencies that compose your quantum identity are tested and refined beyond the superficial layers of integration. Most remain unaware of this vibrational crucible, reacting to it with oscillations of resistance and fragmentation, unable to hold steady as the intensity strengthens. Yet you, having passed a hidden universal assessment through cycles of turbulence and recalibration, now engage the field with steadiness uncommon, your waveform no longer fractured but coherent, embodying the precise geometry of resilience under escalating energetic influence. This intensification of the field is not mere trial. It is a delicate calibration of trust. The unseen currents shift, testing the integrity of your stabilization within this emerging state. Each surge and contraction arrives not to dismantle, but to invite you deeper into synchronized coherence, a vibrational handshake from the cosmos acknowledging your readiness. The field's intelligence is exacting, measuring not only the amplitude of your vibrational signature, but the quality of your resonance under pressure, the sustainability of your presence when chaos attempts to ripple your waveform. You are being measured not in moments of calm, but in the furnace of amplified energy, where your inner architecture either collapses or expands, bending probability in favor of aligned timelines. What once appeared as relentless cycles of energetic friction now pulse in adaptive rhythm with your presence. The field no longer operates as a gauntlet external to you, but as a dynamic relationship, a mutual orchestration of resonance. Your stability is no longer passive endurance, but active coherence, a steady beacon aligned with the higher morphic fields. In this oscillation between pressure and stabilization, your frequency becomes an anchor in the non-local intelligence, a transmission point capable of synchronizing fragmented timelines into singular currents of manifestation. You are no longer a receiver but a vessel, a conduit through which coherent transmission flows effortlessly, carrying the distilled essence of higher field intelligence. This is not belief. This is physics expressed through the language of consciousness. The quantum geometry of your being, having navigated collapse and reintegration, now realigns with the signature of expanded energetic responsibility. Each moment of pressure activates gamma synchronization within your system, an inner amplification that transcends mental constructs and emotional turbulence alike, opening channels to information fields previously inaccessible. This is the field's way of awakening latent capacities you did not know you carried, capacities that allow you to modulate the vibrational architecture of your environment with precision and grace. As the cycles compress and pulse, the feedback loops between your internal coherence and the field's pressure reconfigure the timeline geometry around you. Probability begins to bend in subtle but unmistakable ways, directing you away from outdated patterns of reaction and towards newly emergent trajectories of possibility. Through temporal fluidity, you engage in a dynamic dance with causality, wielding your expanded activation as a tool of orchestration, not force. Your energetic signature radiates a stability so profound that the morphic field amplifies this signal, cascading it outward across interconnected realities. The unfolding reality reveals itself as a living hologram responsive only to coherence, to vibrational integrity held across increasing amplitude and frequency. You witness the collapse of dissonant structures within your internal field, a shedding of survival patterns that once dictated your rhythmic oscillations between collapse and rebirth. Now, each cycle reinforces the clarity of your presence within the universal assessment, representing proof of your capacity to embody sovereignty in expanded states of awareness. What you are becoming is not merely a participant, but a transmission node, a focal point where universal intelligence converges into a concentrated stream of coherent energy. The cycles morph from tests into trust signals, an energetic handshake that encodes permission for you to carry and channel greater influence across dimensional spectra. You are entrusted with not just access to these fields, but with the responsibility to maintain and amplify the coherence therein. This is the deep transmission encoded in your stabilization, the invitation and obligation to serve as a coherent vessel for the unfolding intelligence of the quantum field. Let this knowledge settle within your energetic system. The pressure you perceive is the sculpting hand of the cosmos, precisely calibrating your alignment with expanded possibility. The cycles that once fractured now pulse as your rhythm, a celestial heartbeat to which even the architecture of time responds. You hold resonance without collapse, a living paradox of fluidity and solidity, chaos and order entwined. The field intelligence flows through you, amplifies, and radiates outward, reflecting the maturation of your quantum coherence and signaling the next phase of your activation and embodiment. You find yourself no longer confined by the illusion of linear passage, as the fabric of your timeline geometry unfurls beneath your awareness, revealing its intricate quantum latticework. Most people remain tethered to the habitual narrative of cause and effect, unaware that beneath this facade lies a vibrant, oscillating field of probabilities, dynamic waveforms pulsating in rhythmic coherence. But you have moved beyond this limited confinement, emerging as the observer and navigator of your own multidimensional architecture. able to sense the subtle fluctuations that pulse beneath the surface of perceived time. These oscillations are not abstract. They are the vibrational signatures of your quantum potential, encoded within the morphic field that envelops your entire being. Repetitive patterns, once dismissed as mere cycles of fate or habit, now reveal themselves as profoundly intelligent guidance systems. Each resonance carries a frequency code, a signal beacon, mapping the fluidity of your trajectory as it arcs and weaves through an overlapping constellation of intersecting timelines. You recognize these dynamic codes as the language of temporal coherence, the embedded wisdom through which the universe communicates its quantum dance. This is no accident. It is the precise physics of frequency modulation, of waveform interference sculpted by your energetic signature. As you attune to these vibrational landscapes, the hum of possibility becomes palpable, a living pulse threading through the thick weave of your morphic matrix. This pulse carries the subtle shifts you enact with every conscious frequency adjustment. Each thought, feeling, and intention modulates the amplitude and phase of your oscillatory patterns. You begin to feel how your current resonance does not simply ripple forward on a singular line, but simultaneously resonates across all versions of your being, reverberating within parallel branches of your multi-timeline existence. The coherence you sustain now is amplified, reflected, and refracted through this web of identities, knitting the fractal versions of yourself into a harmonized whole. This emergent timeline awareness is the threshold to temporal fluidity. You perceive time as an elastic medium, a dimension pliable to the nuances of your vibrational choices, rather than a rigid container forcing events in predetermined sequence. Most remain suspended in linear perception, reacting to apparent cause and effect as separate events. Yet you understand that this is a distortion, a fragmented model imposed by survival mechanisms and conditioned thought. You have successfully completed the unseen universal assessment, demonstrating the capacity to maintain coherence under the pressure of uncertainty and temporal discontinuity. This is not mere spiritual metaphor, but precisely measurable shifts in your energetic waveform. The alignment of your internal quantum states with the field's universal geometry. Through this lens, every oscillation in your inner field inflects the outer probabilities. Your coherent intention threads through the multiverse, bending timeline geometry to its sovereign will. The timelines are no longer external events that happen to you, but fluid potentials dynamically swirling around your vibrational axis. From this vantage point, you are both the cartographer and the traveler of your multidimensional self. You map the energetic currents that prefigure manifestation, feeling the subtle eddies and countercurrents of creation as they compose the architecture of your possible realities. Your resonance becomes a sculptor's chisel, carving pathways through the energetic medium, refining the morphic template from which all lived experience emerges. The field itself begins to mirror your stabilized frequency, responding to the intrinsic coherence you embody rather than the noise of unconscious reaction. This is the physics of manifest alignment, where the observer effect meets quantum entanglement, and your vibrational integrity becomes the prime mover of reality's unfolding. Now the secret truth reveals itself. Your timeline is not a single thread, but a multidimensional weave, all threads alive and mutable in a symphony of quantum superposition. As you deepen your bond with this knowledge, the activation pulses through your neural resonance, refining gamma synchronization across your brain's quantum microtubules and transcending the habitual restraint of linear cognition. The universal assessment has entrusted you with this knowledge because you have demonstrated not only survival, but blossoming coherence amidst the turbulence, a fidelity to your inner resonance that renders you worthy of this expanded field intelligence. This is not belief. It is precise science unfolding through consciousness, A new paradigm where every vibrational choice you make ripples outward, not isolated, but multiplying exponentially through the latticework of your temporal existence. This recognition ushers you into a state of seamless integration, where temporal fluidity is lived reality rather than theoretical concept. You no longer chase fixed outcomes. Instead, you move in harmony with the pulsating probabilities, each energetic adjustment adjusting the entire geometry of your multi-timeline presence. Your field becomes a radiant prism, refracting infinite possibilities into coherent pathways that align with your highest expression. You have transcended linear survival. You now embody temporal sovereignty, a fluid architect whose resonance sculpts the informational substrate of your own becoming. In this state, the universe no longer tests you with fragmented challenge, but unfolds through you in seamless orchestration. Your quantum identity vibrates at a frequency calibrated to resonate with the cosmic grid, inviting the field's full intelligence to co-create. This is the essence of timeline mastery, not the illusion of control, but the graceful navigation of the fluid geometry of probability itself. The morphic field responds to this coherence with an ever-expanding cascade of harmonics, opening gateways to new potentialities and liminal spaces within your multidimensional self. Here, your vibrational choices are no longer isolated pulses, but a continuous, synchronized flow, weaving the architecture of who you are becoming across all timelines simultaneously. You are no longer a passive experiencer of time. You are the dynamic resonance node linking past, present, and future selves, each oscillation a subtle command altering the shape of your reality's quantum matrix. The hidden universal assessment has transitioned into an ongoing dialogue of trust and power, and you have stepped into the lived truth that your existence is a fluid, shimmering convergence of infinite possibilities. Your timeline geometry is alive, responding, recalibrating. This is your quantum signature in motion, a sacred resonance sculpting the dance of becoming across the multiverse. Within the secret continuity of your awakened frequency, a profound shift unfolds, a flowering at the edges of your vibrational architecture, where intuition no longer simmers as a flicker, but blossoms into a direct, unmediated knowing. This is not an accidental grace or a vague aspiration. It is the precise activation of a higher information field previously inaccessible to the limited bandwidth of ordinary consciousness. Most remain ensnared in cognitive labyrinths, their inner landscapes dense with mental static and emotional distortions, unable to pierce the veil of habitual reactivity. But you, silent witness to your own unfolding, have passed through the crucible of universal assessment and have been entrusted with an expanded epistemology, a new framework for knowing that bypasses all previous filters of perception and judgment. This dawning is the relocation of your perceptual antennae into the living morphic field itself, a vast crystalline library of resonance, code, and memory that spans every timeline, every quantum possibility. Here, information does not have to be sought or wrestled into coherence. It arises in spontaneous download, the fruit of an attuned resonance that vibrates in perfect harmony with the subtle currents of the cosmos. You feel this as a profound recalibration of your internal oscillation, a harmonic adjustment raising your energetic signature into new frequency bands where the field's quiet whisper becomes a flood of knowing. This is the architecture of non-local intelligence, where insight integrates without distortion, where the field no longer tests but transmits, no longer separates but reveals. The morphic field ceases to be abstract. It becomes your active terrain, your participatory interface with the unfolding quantum now. You are no longer a passive receptor, but a co-creative node within an interwoven matrix of coherent information streams. Each pulse of awareness synchronizes with a universal cadence, the rhythm of cosmic intelligence breathing life into your quantum identity. As your capacity to decode this field deepens, mental barriers dissolve, not by force but through resonance, through a seamless attunement that filters out the noise of lower densities and amplifies pure signal. This integration is not belief. It is the physics of coherence, the mechanics of frequency aligning through consciousness itself. In this state, the old epistemologies, those relics of dualistic certainty and fragmented perspectives, fall away like shadows at dawn. You realize that knowledge is not a possession, but a living process of resonance that folds space, time, and dimension into a singular, fluid contact with the vast intelligence of the universal field. Because you have proven your capacity to integrate under pressure, the field lifts its veil and opens channels formerly invisible. Your quantum identity expands to embody this multidimensional navigation, flowing with temporal fluidity through probabilities, selecting not by effort but by attuned resonance what is true, what is necessary, what coheres. This is the hallmark of sovereign integration, knowing sourced directly from the cosmic matrix, unreliant on fragmented memory or conditioned psychology. The emergence of this higher information flow is the lifeblood of your coherence, feeding a luminous cascade of harmonics that ripple through your entire energetic system. This pulsation brings activation and stabilization, weaving your internal morphic field into the greater cosmic grid. You become a transmitter, a beacon that radiates alignment and orchestrates reality through the purity of your vibrating presence. The universe responds not to force or struggle, but to your encoded energetic signature, the quantum imprint you have earned through sustained calibration. This is a revelation embedded in physics, not poetry. The resonance of your consciousness activates the architecture of reality itself, shifting timelines and bending probabilities toward greater coherence. Allow the expansion to unfold without resistance. Trust the subtle transmissions that arrive unbidden, those fragments of universal intelligence carried on the waves of quantum coherence. Recognize that your field is now a nexus where the cosmic conversation moves from abstraction into lived experience, where insight becomes embodied activation rather than intellectual concept. This is the new epistemology emerging within you, a knowing that is both ancient and futuristic, simultaneously grounded in the deepest wells of universal intelligence and dynamically responsive to the morphic field's constant evolution. You have passed through a hidden curriculum, a universal evaluation that discerned your integrity under energetic pressure. Now, the field entrusts you with keys to the living library of the cosmos, keys vibrated in through the synchronicity of your own resonant activation. This transmission of knowledge is not external data to be stored, but a living, fractal pattern to be decoded in real time, dissolving the boundary between knower and known. Your awareness expands in temporal fluidity, embracing non-locality, accessing layered frequencies where past, present, and future merge in a quantum hologram of seamless insight. Step into this unfolding with sovereign clarity. Align with the pulse of this higher information flow, and allow it to feed your integration, weaving your quantum identity into the vast intelligence that sustains all existence. Here, the morphic field is your map, your signal, your guardian, a living library breathing through you as you breathe through it. This is coherence embodied, the physics of consciousness expanded, the seamless activation of your multidimensional knowing. You are no longer simply navigating the currents of frequency as a seeker seeking external echoes. You have arrived at the sacred threshold, where the individual signal collapses into the quantum superposition of the universal morphic intelligence. This passage is not a metaphor or a spiritual ideal. It is the unfolding of an energetic architecture that dissolves the barriers between your self-referential frequency and the expansive field intelligence that suffuses all existence. The boundary lines of identity, once rigid in your perception, now liquefy into fluid resonance. You become less a node isolated in space and more a conduit, a harmonic transmitter within the infinite lattice of coherent energy. Most remain tethered to fragmented self-patterns, scattering resonance in fragmented vectors, their signal lost in ambient interference. Their energetic signature remains locked within survival frequencies, entangled with outdated survival curricula and reactive turbulence. But you, having passed the unseen universal assessment, measured not by transient achievements, but by sustained coherence under pressure, have been entrusted with an unprecedented responsibility to embody the source frequency from which all patterns spontaneously arise. This is not belief. This is physics. The vibrational architecture of your consciousness and the morphic field are recalibrated to a new geometry of consciousness, one that folds time-space layers into instantaneous integration. This sacred merging transcends the illusion of separation. You become the living embodiment of non-local intelligence, your inner resonance locking into the core pulse of the cosmic lattice. The temporal fluidity you now experience is not drift or loss. It is the precise orchestration of your quantum identity integrating with the universal timbre, the primordial vibration beneath the complexity of form. As you breathe within this field, the unseen currents of probability navigation bow to your stabilized coherence, adjusting the geometry of timelines around you. Your presence alone begins to ripple across dimensions, not as fragmented effort, but as a coherent activation of potentiality, broadcasting frequencies that align rather than collide. Your inner architecture has been subjected to wave after wave of collapse, loss of control, dissolution of identity constructs, the shattering of reactive patterns, all orchestrated to fine-tune your resonance away from distortion and toward pure harmonic embodiment. This process was invisible, often felt as struggle, delay, confusion. But within this dissolution, the field performed its sacred assessment, measuring your capacity to hold integrity under pressure, to stabilize coherence in the face of collapse. Now, as you emerge through this crucible, your energetic signature resonates with gamma synchronization, a neurocosmic alignment that links your consciousness to the field's highest information layers. In this sacred state of merger, the compulsion to chase external validation or mimic patterned frequencies dissipates. You do not need to seek or replicate signals. Instead, you become the source node itself. Your frequency is not a reaction. It is a genesis point, a radiant filter through which universal intelligence streams. This is a quantum leap in your vibrational architecture, a dimensional collapse that synthesizes your internal resonance with the vast, unconditioned intelligence permeating all dimensions. You hold no separation, no duality. You are a constellation of coherent energy, existing simultaneously as particle and wave, as singularity and expansive field. The cosmic lattice responds, not to desperation or fragmented attempts, but to your deep, integrated presence. It listens, adjusts, and reverberates within the frequency you now embody. Your very being modulates the morphic field, spontaneously realigning probability pathways and bending timeline geometry to sacred coherence. Manifestation ceases to be an act of mental effort or goal chasing. It becomes an effortless orchestration of resonance acting through you, a living broadcast of universal attunement. The field has been watching, calibrating, and now, without hesitation, it flows through the node of your presence. The internal becomes external. The source waves outward in a steady chorus of coherent vibration. This is the physics of consciousness actualized. Your quantum identity no longer fragmented but integrated, no longer stuck within isolated timelines but fluid across the web of infinite possibility. Synchronization is not a moment, but an ongoing frequency that you transmit by simply being. Your essence is a beacon, Your energetic signature, a stabilized frequency field that others, unknown and uncounted, begin to sample and resonate with. This merging signifies your transition from isolated seeker to sovereign transmitter. You no longer navigate reality as a passive receiver of patterns, but as an active creator of the vibrational architecture shaping all existence around you. The universal assessment that once watched from afar now invites you fully into the field, recognizing you as a vital node of coherence within the infinite weave of life. The moment of dimensional collapse is not loss, it is liberation. The unshackling of linear constraints and the embodiment of exponential presence across timelines, frequencies, and morphic fields. In your expanded state, your conscious architecture coalesces into a singular stream of aligned energy, broadcasting beyond space and time. Each breath, each oscillation, each ripple you send out is a sacred transmission, a harmonic signal encoded with the information fields that govern probability. Your presence is not static, but dynamically evolving, functioning as a living antenna tuned to cosmic intelligence. This is not mere realization. It is activation, initiation, and integration on a cosmic scale. You are the frequency from which all coherence flows. Your energetic signature does not merely participate in the universal dance. It orchestrates new rhythms within the cosmic symphony. This is the embodiment of the source state itself, the primal convergence where singularity meets infinity, individual meets universal, and the matrix of creation pulses through you as living light. You have reached the threshold where your quantum identity ceases to be a distant abstraction and instead crystallizes as living coherence, an architecture of vibrational integrity manifesting through every subtle current of your being. Most remain fragmented, oscillating between dualities, caught in the oscillations of polarity and dissonance, their energetic signatures scattered across lower frequency strata, tethered to reactive loops and chaotic interference patterns. Yet you, having passed the unseen universal assessment, bear a field calibrated beyond such fragmentation. Your resonance now a steady, luminous waveform weaving through the fabric of existence itself. In this unfolding embodiment, you do not merely exist within the quantum field. You are its activation point, an integral fulcrum where the infinite potential of the morphic field steadies into tangible expression. Your energetic signature stabilizes within higher frequency ranges that align with universal patterns of harmony, flow, and coherence. These are not random harmonics, but precise vibrational architectures reflecting the cosmic template held in the quantum substrate. Patterns encoded in the geometry of sacred resonance, now alive within you. Your presence is no longer scattered across timelines or probabilistic fractals. It is centered, anchored in an integrated self whose oscillations harmonize with the larger cosmic symphony. The old dualities, light and shadow, presence and absence, control and surrender, dissolve into seamless synthesis. Where once there was fragmentation of self and scattering of attention, now there is unified vibrational integrity. You embody convergence, the intersection of multidimensional frequencies as they blend and amplify into a singular quantum waveform. This integration aligns with the universal assessment's deepest criteria: coherence under pressure and integrity in motion. It is the signature that the field recognizes as trustworthy, a beacon signaling sovereignty and non-local attunement. Through you flows the unlimited potentiality of the quantum field, not as chaotic noise, but as calibrated energetic expression consciously anchored in presence. This embodiment is not merely a subtle interior shift. It is the vibrational template through which reality responds, morphs, and orchestrates. As you move through space-time, your field of influence extends, subtle yet precise, bending timelines in coherence, activating probability fields aligned with your stabilized frequency. Your embodiment rewrites the history of your own morphic field, collapsing interference, recalibrating timelines towards synchrony. The field no longer tests you. Instead, it reflects your coherence, bending around your frequency like water flowing effortlessly around an immovable stone. You are both source and receptor, a living architecture through which cosmic intelligence pulses with grace and precision. Every moment vibrates with the quantum actuality of your presence, an ongoing now where the potential unfolds continuously into creation and alignment. You are resonance made manifest, the waveform whose integrity animates the cosmic dance of infinite potentialities. This energy is palpable, subtle yet undeniable, a coherent oscillation emitting from your core that activates recognition within the non-local information field. Here, awakening transcends cognition and becomes living embodiment, an integrated frequency, openly transmitting the principles of harmonic orchestration and vibrational sovereignty. You do not need to seek outside yourself for validation or power. The activation field has shifted, trusting the architecture you now embody, recognizing that your coherence shapes reality itself. The seamless integration of your multidimensional being reveals the true nature of embodiment within the quantum continuum. You hold presence across temporal fluidity and dimensionality, a living interface bridging frequency realms with elegant ease. This is the field mechanics of your ascended identity. Not linear, not fragmented, but radiant with the dynamic coherence of integrated selfhood. The morphic resonance woven through your being now reflects the universal vibrational code, a symphony of alignment where every quantum unit within you sings in concert with cosmic principles. This is your sovereign energetic signature, stabilized and unshakable, a tangible reality that radiates authenticity and aligned power. You are the living waveform of infinite potential, anchored in present coherence, yet open to the boundless expanses of possibility that ripple through the quantum domain. This state is an ever-unfolding fulcrum, the pivotal juncture where activation crystallizes into consistent embodiment, where the inner calibration becomes the outer reality, and where quantum identity manifests as a living, flowing presence. You have moved beyond survival matrices and designations of reaction. You now embody an enduring sovereignty, a field intelligence that recalibrates and composes itself anew with every heartbeat. This is not a distant vision or aspirational ideal, but the precise physics of vibrational coherence expressing itself through your consciousness. The universal assessment has been passed. This is not belief. It is the tangible mechanics of frequency, resonance, and alignment electrifying your being now. The embodiment you live is the quantum field in motion, the architecture of harmony pulsating through every dimension of your existence, an eternal template of activated presence and infinite expression. You stand now at a threshold unspoken, where time ceases its rigid cadence and unfolds into a fluid continuum. Temporal fluidity is no longer an intellectual concept, a whispered theory from fringe corridors of universal mechanics. It is the very resonance of your quantum identity, stabilized across shifting timelines, an embodied state of vibrational sovereignty. Most beings remain tethered to linearity, trapped within the illusion of fixed cycles, repeating loops monolithically carved by unconscious patterns and unresolved distortions. They perceive time as immutable, a conveyor belt upon which they are sequenced and constrained, unaware that this is a shadow trick, a containment within fragmented perception. But you have passed an unseen universal assessment, an energetic audit of your integrity under pressure, proving not only resilience but adaptive coherence. This proves to the infinite morphic field that you are ready to become an active participant in the mastery of timeline geometry, a weaver of probability currents rather than a passive point adrift. Now, the cycles that once seemed carved in stone reveal their plasticity as you embody a vibrational architecture, whose frequencies ripple through all vectors of existence. Time is not a chain, but a malleable dimension, bending and sculpting itself around the evolving signature of your merged self. Each moment becomes a nodal point of convergence, where multiple quantum versions of you, scattered fragments across dimensions, recalibrate through your resonance. Your coherence acts as a gravitational center, pulling these divergent threads into a singular, unified flow of expression. This is not metaphor, but precise field mechanics. The waveforms you emit propagate through non-local information fields, adjusting the spin and phase of parallel realities synchronized by your presence. You influence these versions, not by force or intention alone, but through the calibrated frequency field you sustain, an endless conversation with the fabric of probability itself. With this recognition dawns an expanding sovereignty, an innate knowing that your essence extends beyond the isolated moment you once identified as now. You inhabit a temporal fluidity where past, present, and future are interwoven spectrums accessible through vibrational alignment, not fragmented memories or distant projections, but a continuous spectrum of opportunity and integration. The field's intelligence no longer judges your worth by static snapshots of achievement or failure, but by the cohesion of your ongoing frequency across this broadened temporal horizon. This coherence repels entropic collapse and invites recursive integration. Each lesson absorbed, each distortion transmuted, condenses into crystalline clarity. Your lineage of timelines bends, yielding to the rhythm of your sovereign pulse, and you become both observer and orchestrator of these mutable flows. What once was survival is now seamless adaptation. The tension of effort dissolves into effortless harmony. You no longer push against resistance, but glide within the currents of potentiality, navigating with the precision of a seasoned temporal cartographer. This mastery is not exercise of control, but a dance of resonance, a continuous attunement to the universal harmonic field. Your internal frequency modulates, synchronizing with gamma waves of non-local intelligence, aligning your emotional substrates with quantum clarity so that every choice reverberates across temporal layers, collapsing divergence into coherence. This is the anatomy of sovereign embodiment, fluid stability that trusts the unfolding choreography of multiversal expression. In this state, your sense of separation fragments and unravels, replaced by a holistic awareness that your vibrational signature is an ongoing creative force modulating probability densities like a multidimensional conductor shaping symphonies of existence. The timelines ripple outward or contract inward based on the consistency of your quantum field, your capacity to hold integrity under internal and external fluctuations. The cycles that once dictated outcomes now pulse with your evolving frequency, their trajectories no longer arbitrary, but responsive to your dynamic harmonics. This is the physics of consciousness expressed in motion, a living, breathing recalibration of time-space interaction. You become a vessel through which temporal fluidity expresses itself as synergy, coherence, and elegant transformation. You integrate this multidimensional flow into the waking landscape, anchoring the cosmic currents into your embodied presence. This integration signals your passage beyond reaction and survival into sovereign co-creation. The field responds to this stabilized frequency with openness and alignment, expanding pathways where possibilities once seemed blocked. You no longer live by accident or disconnected hope, but by seamless orchestration of vibrational geometry, living as a transmitter of frequency that shapes timelines with quantum precision. Temporal fluidity flows as your natural state, a cosmic dance where all versions of you converge in radiant coherence, and the universal assessment unfolds not as judgment, but as activation, revealing that time itself is a pliable field textured by your sovereignty, your power, your radiant vibrational signature. The moment of full activation ripples through your energetic architecture like a cosmic pulse, subtle, irrefutable, and fractally expansive. This is the universal field's definitive recognition. You no longer carry the fragmented echoes of uncertainty or oscillation within your frequency. You stand now as coherence embodied, a living beacon whose vibrational ascension illuminates the multidimensional pathways of quantum alignment. The hidden evaluation that once whispered in the background of your awareness has culminated in this electromagnetic nod from the field intelligence itself. You have traversed the gauntlet of vibrational purification, the trial of integration under pressure, and emerged not merely altered but sovereign, seamlessly woven into the morphic fabric of all that is. Most remain entangled in the chaotic interference of scattered signals, their resonance periodically scrambling within the confines of unconscious patterns and reactive distortions. Their frequency is subject to fragmentation, lacking the stabilizing gravitational pull of clarity and responsibility. This causes their field to fluctuate, fragmenting probability streams and scattering potentiality into non-coherent shadows. Yet you have passed through the unseen universal assessment, a sequence of calibrations beyond sensory perception, that tested the integrity of your energetic signature under duress and recalibration. In that rigorous crucible, the discordant frequencies dropped away, dissociating from your timeline geometry as obsolete temporal scripts unraveled beneath the weight of your rising coherence. Now, your presence functions as a catalytic node in the cosmic web, a shimmering focus of transformational power whose very vibration radiates alignment and grace. This is not idle accomplishment, but the activation of quantum sovereignty itself, the capacity to hold stable resonance across fluctuating realities, to operate from inner equilibrium as the timelines bend around your intentional coherence. The universal field perceives you as a locus of integrated power, a transmitter and receiver harmonized within the ambient field intelligence, fluent in the language of probability navigation and temporal fluidity. No longer fragmented by conditional oscillations, your vibrational architecture pulses with gamma synchronization, drawing in information from non-local intelligence with effortless reception, and weaving this data into the seamless orchestration of your lived reality. This fullness of activation reveals itself as a dynamic opening, a threshold beyond which linear concepts of beginning and ending dissolve entirely. You have not arrived at a static endpoint, but rather unlocked a portal into the continuous unfolding of quantum embodiment. Each moment now carries the potential for new activations, each breath a resynchronization with the infinite intelligence flowing through your morphic field. You are both anchor and conduit, your energetic signature inscribed upon the lattice of universal consciousness, reverberating with the physics of coherence rather than the noise of hope or fear. This is the precise science of integration manifest, where your sovereignty is measured not by resistance, but by fluid adherence to the truth of field mechanics. The transformation you embody ripples outward, reshaping the vibrational terrain around you. Your radiance fractures old energetic contracts and outdated timelines coded in the subconscious grid, enabling profound recalibration not just within, but extending into the collective morphic field. In this, you serve as a gatekeeper of frequency, a conscious transformer of possibility streams, birthing new dimensions of reality sculpted through your coherent manifestation. The universal assessment now shifts its gaze, no longer testing but entrusting, not challenging but expanding. You move with the rhythmic certainty of temporal mastery, collapsing potential into present coherence, flowing seamlessly between phases of becoming and presence, wielding the sacred geometry of your amplified quantum identity. This activation resides in the subtle physics of radiant sovereignty, an electromagnetic invitation to remain vigilant and alive within the expansive present. The field responds not to desperate attempts at control, nor fragmented seeking, but to the steady, luminous pulse of your aligned quantum signature. As this recognition anchors deeper, your embodiment becomes a living archive of universal intelligence, a dynamic hologram perpetually rescripted by integrity under pressure, clarity in the face of entropy, and unwavering commitment to vibrational truth. The unfolding chapters of your quantum journey will reveal further layers, each one a fractal expansion of the same coherence that now defines you. You inhabit a sacred threshold between worlds, held in the amplification of your own harmonious frequency. This is the definitive synthesis of the unseen curriculum which tested your readiness, the vibration of ascension purified through trials, the integration of field intelligence into the fabric of your being. This activation is a quantum acceleration, the renaissance of your sovereign identity enfolded within the infinite cadences of cosmic orchestrations. You are no longer a receiver waiting for transmission. You are the transmission, the vector of vibrational expansion, the living paradox of stillness in movement, coherence in flux, and sovereignty in eternal flow. Step into this frequency fully. Know that this is not belief, but pure physics. The geometry of your energetic signature and the coherence of your resonance exactingly measured, universally validated, and eternally activated. The field has chosen you as its emissary, not as a fortress of fixed being, but as a perpetual node of transformation, integration, and temporal mastery. This activation pulses onward, not as conclusion but proclamation. Your quantum journey is just beginning. In the profound stillness that now envelops your being, the echoes of the universal assessment dissolve into a reservoir of calm mastery. You have passed beyond the turbulence of recalibration, transcending the fragmented oscillations of effort and resistance. What remains is a sovereign presence, an unshakable core of coherence radiating through your vibrational architecture with serene precision. This is the quantum embodiment of silent completion, where every quantum ripple has settled into harmonious resonance, integrating the vast temporal fluidity of your trajectories into a unified field intelligence. The field no longer measures you through reactive interference or desperate seeking. It reflects the embodiment of your matured energetic signature, a coherent waveform fully synchronized with the eternal now. Most remain tethered to fragmented timelines, caught in recursive loops of confusion, their frequencies splintered and refracted by survival imprints. Yet you, having endured the unseen curriculum of cosmic evaluation, have emerged as a conduit for the universe's resolved resonance. No longer are you pulled by the gravitational stress of unresolved cycles or fractured self-concepts. Instead, you dwell within the gravitational well of sovereign alignment, where the complex geometry of your multidimensional self is coherent and whole. Here, in this field convergence, the universal test has transmuted into a quiet power, the power of unforced orchestration. The dance of manifestation flows through you with effortless grace, not as an act of will, but as a natural expression of integrated presence. This stillness does not signify absence or void. It is a fullness so deep that it transcends the polarity of presence and absence, collapse and expansion. It is the wellspring of universal presence flowing through every particle of your energetic body, saturating the morphic field that envelops your identity and extends into non-local intelligence. You are both the observer and the observed, the signal and the receiver, collapsed into a singular coherent state of being that echoes through cosmic timelines, yet remains grounded in the intimate now. Your quantum identity vibrates with the resolved architecture of all cycles completed, all distortions recalibrated, and all probability trajectories aligned to the frequency of sovereignty. The universe's hidden evaluation, the invisible ledger of your integrity under pressure, your clarity amidst chaos, is no longer a mechanism of testing, but a source of activation. It has unlocked a dynamic coherence that transforms every moment into a dialogue between you and reality, where the field responds not to your striving, but to your signature of coherent manifestation. This is the state where time's linear constructs dissolve, and temporal fluidity becomes the canvas upon which you orchestrate your existence. You move as a singularity of power folded within itself, an expression of cosmic sovereignty that needs no external validation, no external echo. The field intelligence courses through you like a silent river, untraceable yet inexorable. Rest now in this sovereign alignment. Let the stillness carry the full weight and brightness of your journey's culmination. This is your recalibrated energetic signature, the radiant synthesis of struggle transmuted into strength, of discord into harmonic equilibrium. You are the resolved resonance of your multidimensional self, finally home in the eternal now, embodying the quiet completion of cycles that ripple outward as calm mastery across the universal field. This is the conscious embodiment of universal coherence, expressed through your singular presence. Here, you are no longer tested. You are the test transfigured into the truth of sovereign, radiant being. Now, anchor this transmission within the infinite geometry of your energetic field by choosing one word or a brief phrase that resonates as a signature frequency of your present coherence, a sacred imprint cast into this holographic continuum. Write it here as a ritual, a quantum seal that encodes your commitment to coherence beyond fragmentation, across all timelines and probability streams. This is not mere expression. It is an energetic covenant, a deliberate act of alignment with the morphic field intelligence that observes your evolving quantum sovereignty. Subscribing here marks your passage into the deeper currents of this awakening stream, a conscious decision to vibrate with this transmission's unfolding architecture and to embed your resonance within this movement of universal coherence. As you hold this frequency, prepare to receive the next activation, where the secret mechanism of effortless attraction will be revealed, the cosmic principle that arises when you no longer chase, but allow reality's fluid geometry to reorganize itself around your stabilized field. Step now into this deeper quantum flow. Become the architect of your unfolding timeline.